The Dasavathar of Lord Vishnu is an integral part of the Hindu scriptures. According to folklore, whenever the world is in danger, Vishnu comes down to earth in various forms to restore order and ensure that justice prevails. Each avatar speaks of the Lord's benevolence and the triumph of good over evil. Today we'll see the Matsyavatar. Vishnu is one of the three supreme gods in Indian mythology. He saves God's creations from getting wiped out by the forces of destruction. Hence, he is known as the preserver. To restore the balance between good and evil, Vishnu descends on earth in different forms from time to time. These forms are known as avatars. There are 10, that is Dasha, such avatars. They are called the Dasavathar. Matsyavatar, the fish incarnation, is the first of the Dasavatar. It is described in the ancient text of Matsya Puran. It took place in Satya Yuga, the most ancient of the eras, when truth prevailed over the world. At that time, people were not wicked and corrupt. Satyavrat, a king of ancient India, prayed to Vishnu to choose him to save the world at the time of destruction, that is the Pralayakal. So be it, Vishnu blessed him. As years went by, Satyavrat became more of an ascetic than a king. Every morning he went to the riverside to pay his respects to the sun god. One day, as he took water from the river, a little fish swam into his palms. Satyavrat put it in his kamandalu. By the time he reached his palace, the fish had grown and its tail was sticking out of the spout of the water pot. Surprised, Satyavrat took out the fish and placed it in an earthen bowl containing water. "I cannot believe this," he exclaimed as he looked into the bowl the next day. Overnight, the fish had grown big enough to fill the whole bowl. So Satyavrat took the fish to a small pond nearby. The next morning, he found that the fish was big enough to fill the whole pond. So he took it to a big lake a little further away. The next day, he found the fish filling the entire lake. Somehow, Satyavrat managed to carry it to a small stream. Then he took it to a big river. Every time he found the fish growing bigger. "Off you go into the sea," Satyavrat cried. "That is the only place big enough for you." Huffing and puffing, he dragged the huge fish to the sea and flung it into the water. The fish made a tremendous splash as it landed in the sea. Satyavrat turned to go. But the strange fish called him back. "Satyavrat, have you forgotten your wish to save the world from destruction?" Satyavrat was stunned. "You cannot be a fish," he said, bowing before the glorious golden creature in the sea. "Indeed, I am not. I am Vishnu, and I have taken the form of a fish to save earth. The day of destruction is only 7 days away," the gigantic fish said. "Instruct me, O Lord, what should I do?" asked Satyavrat. "Get a big boat and load it with sages, honest householders, healthy cattle, grains, seeds, herbs, and all that is needed for life. Then tie the fully loaded boat to me using the great snake Vasuki as a rope. You should do this immediately," ordered Vishnu. Satyavrat hurried back to do what Vishnu in his Matsyavatar had asked him to do. 7 days later came the time of utter destruction. Huge waves tossed about in the sea. The land was flooded. Huts and palaces went under water, but Satyavrat's boat remained afloat as it was tied to Matsyavatar. The contents of the boat, people, livestock, food, and other goods survived the pralaya. Once the spate of destruction was over, the sea calmed down and the boat came ashore. Led by Satyavrat, the people in the boat came out. They planted the seeds stored in the boat and grew crops on the land that had been made fertile by the flood water. The cattle they had brought along gave them milk. Earth was once again full of happy and prosperous people. Thus ends the Matsyavatar.